Hi, JK of Unisport Web TV, Tech Talk time. Because today I decided to grab this, the Adidas Messi 10.1 Pibe de Barr10 signature boot for, well, obviously Lionel Messi. But I decided to talk a bit about this because it kind of looks like an Adizero. It feels a bit like an Adizero, but it is not a standard Adizero. But what's actually new on the newest Messi boot? Well, let's take a look. Vamos! So, the biggest change on the Messis are on the upper. Because even though Adidas are still using the same hybrid touch material as on the standard F50 Adizero, it's actually, well, it feels a bit thinner and thus slightly softer than the standard Adizero, at least before break-in. But another big change is the fact that Adidas have completely removed this 360 3D dribble text, that's hard to say by the way, technology on the upper. They do claim that it's still there, but to be honest with you guys, I haven't really been able to find it anywhere. The only sticky surface I can kind of find are the stripes and the graphics on the heel. And that's not necessarily the areas of the boot I use when I dribble. And thus, there is probably going to be a lot less grip, or well, at least less grip in the Messis than in the standard F50 Adizeros. Now, because of the lack of dribble text, the upper on the Messis actually feel a bit more like the one we saw on the previous generation of the Adizero, simply because the finish is a bit more smooth. The coating has simply been changed compared to the current generation of the Adizero, at least that's how it feels. But why, Jacob? Why? Well, an educated guess, I don't really know to be honest, but an educated guess would be that it's because Lionel Messi prefers the feel of natural leather. He does play in hybrid touch now, but Adidas might have looked to create this smoother leather-like surface for him because of his preferences. It's just a guess though, but it does feel a bit more like the older Adizero. So if you like that, you're gonna like the Messis too. Now moving on to the design, because Messi's new boot is called Pibe de Barr10, which roughly translates into boy from the hood. And the design is actually inspired by the neighborhood called Las Heras, where Messi grew up in Argentina, and especially the graffiti scene in the area that's been put on the heel. But interestingly enough, I don't really see any references to the current Adizero when it comes to the design. Instead, it actually looks a lot like the previous generation of the Adizero. I'm just saying. Why? Perhaps a direct wish from the man himself, but to be honest, I don't know. Any guesses? They should go in the comment section below. Now, another thing to look at is the heel. Because on the Messi boot, we see that the heel tab is a bit wider and also ever so slightly more padded compared to the one on the Adizero. And furthermore, the stitching, besides there are no stitchings on the Adizero, kind of reminds me on the one we see on the Predator Instinct. Why? Again, these are the wishes of Lionel Messi, simply to get a bit more stability on the top of the heel, a bit more support because of the softness, and also he wants to remove some of the pressure points on the outside of the heel. Now, a thing that hasn't changed at all though is the Soleplate, where the Messi is completely similar to the Adizero. And hey, if it ain't broken, why fix it? And Adidas haven't, with 3 studs under the heel and this second traction technology under the forefoot. It works, it's brilliant. Why make any changes? So, even though this might not exactly be an Adizero, tech-wise, it's pretty close. And if you do like the Adizero, whether it's the new or the previous generation, you're gonna like the Messis too. And they do look right cool, don't they? But that's just my opinion. What do you guys actually think about the Pibe de Barr10? You should let me know in the comment section below. But guys, before I go, I just wanna snap a picture for Snapchat, you guessed it. Because there we go. If you have Snapchat, you should actually give us a follow. We're called Unisport Life. We goof around, we go behind the scenes, look at new products, it's all pretty awesome. So if you aren't following us, go, go, go. Get to it. But guys, this was all I have for you for today. I'll see you later on here in Unisport Web TV. Signing off, QE out.